Bruce on something new. It looks like we won't see on the Doofus. I was excited for it, but Morning Stars, they're the ones who are going to be playing with the Sombra and the Ana. This new iteration that we're starting to see much more of played inside of EU Contenders.
David, turns out, is a liar.
Hopefully he's not a liar.
Hopefully he turns out to be more truthful as the series goes on. They're going to emerge out the spawn room, like you correctly said, Blank. You've got Tech36 on to that Sombra, and you've got Slur there on the Ana ready to go. Brewson's already taken a nap, so he's feeling the effect and the presence of that Ana pick. Coming up as Chubbs gets a nice welcome, but it's Kagasi who has the biggest hello, being obliterated by Crandop's Flame Strike. Dredro gets the melee kill onto Yickwards. It's already looking like Morning Stars may find their way back into this one. Jonah working towards getting himself a grab. He's trying to deal with the pressure coming in from Dredro off to the side on that Lucio. Asking's there to match him. 100 energy for Jonah right now. He needs to reinforce his team, but they're off the point, and they're giving up a lot of control here over the Morning Stars, who are just going to get that first cap.
They're kind of waiting for the Brigida to get back into the mix, which she is now. They can go for the retake. Chubbs is much closer to this chatter, though.
They're going to get there. Critical health. There's a Transcendence coming in nice and early from Huni. Shatter going to find Kagasi and Asking on the floor. He goes for the sleep dart. Jonah will be the one to find the kill. They trade a kill back onto Yickwards, as Dredro's going to be moving around to the side, paying a lot of attention onto the back line of Honey. He hasn't got the ultimate online. They're going to go ahead and nano boost the Lucio. A bit of a boost here situation to keep him in the fight, but they will conserve the Graviton and the EMP for the next engagement.
Which is absolutely massive. FD God's going to have to be waiting in the wings here. Huni is nowhere near that Transcendence as of yet. And if Morning Stars can use that EMP to win this one fight, they potentially have a Graviton coming into the next one, plus a whole other assortment of ultimates that they will charge during the engagement when the EMP is finally unleashed. So it's up to FD God here to stop this. Nice spy check there from Brewson.
Going to find that out, but you still got to worry about that EMP. That information refreshes very quickly the position. Very easy to get lost. Crandop's getting a lot of attention. It does give away the position. Graviton being committed to the fight while the opposing Zarya was not paying attention. Of course, the Transcendence comes in, and now they can return fire with their own Graviton Surge. But there's the EMP to shut it all down. FD God comes in with the recovery, but Young and Beautiful have already found 4. Morning Stars will lose control of the points.
They expended such important ultimates there. I think the EMP had to come out first. Perhaps Tech36 said they didn't have the greatest of targets available to them. But Young and Beautiful to take the initiative. As soon as Jonah gets that Graviton online, he changes the pacing and forces Morning Stars onto the back foot.
And now Young and Beautiful have that Earth Shatter and the Self-Destruct to work with, but they're not even close to any other ultimates. So really they've got the 2 to go with. They're going to be contending against the Sound Barrier, the Rally, which is going to be so pivotal here for Morning Stars to run in. They're going to throw out the Self-Destruct first. Crandop's already found Kagasi. That Rally gets popped and immediately removed from the fight. That's huge for Young and Beautiful, as Crandop will be holding the line, but he's got no HP to stand and dig himself in. The Shadow will be committed with no main tank shield, and Slur's playing around the cover. They're looking to take control of this one. Young and Beautiful squeezing out all of the juice from this capture point they can, as Brewson will be removed from the fight. Sound Barrier, maybe not the best situation to have, but FD God is just going to go down as well on the back end of that fight.
Crandop returning here with the Shatter. There's no shield on the side of Morning Stars. Chuck just did die.
Yeah, and now they're going to throw that Graviton Surge out, asking a bit of a Hail Mary to try and salvage his team. As Crandop is going to go down against Tech36. The Biogolic Grenade going to be landing onto Huni and Yickwards to the Rally. Going to be denied a little bit, and now it's going to pop back off as Jonah gets that grab back online. But the EMP is going to stop that from coming in early. Beautiful timing on the Transcendence to keep everyone alive. And as soon as that hack goes, Jonah can commit that Graviton Surge, keeping Chubbs and the rest of the team lined up and ready to go. The Flame Strike will go straight through them and decimate multiple members of the team, guaranteeing that Young and Beautiful will stay in this round a little bit longer.
Huge amount of damage there coming out from the whole entirety of Young and Beautiful. Like you said, Jonah had absolute priority on that Graviton. There's no Matrix on the side of Morning Stars. He can lay down that whenever he wants, wherever he chooses, and he just squeezed it out for as much as possible. The problem here is that coming to this next fight, Slur's going to have the nano boost. He's been pretty good with this so far, applying it, keeping people alive during the fight. Young and Beautiful, all they have is a rally potential in this fight and a Sound Barrier. You know Tech36 is going to get the EMP during this, so it's up to FD God to hold on to it. Do Young and Beautiful have enough to survive here?
To be honest, you could just give over the nano boost to one of these players and help them build up that ultimate even faster. But you could use it as an emergency get out of jail free card. You may have to commit that nice and early. They're giving it over to Asking, who wants to build towards that grab and get on this pivotal teamfight ultimate. There's the Sound Barrier being committed. Tech36 maybe able to come in here afterwards. He's missed the opportunity to deny that. They can still come in and shut the fight down. But the control of the point is still in favor of Young and Beautiful, who will go back in with the rally to try and contend with the sound barrier. But there, of course, is the Graviton Surge, keeping them locked up. They're off the point. The flip should come in. Huni coming in way too late to salvage that. As the self-destruct is hoping to find something. The boop is there, but the angle on the bomb isn't. And that means the flip's going to come over to Morningstars. 99% overtime coming in. They can only go for stall tactics here. I do not see a reality where Young and Beautiful take away Shrine.
Morningstars have thwarted Young and Beautiful.
Yes.
Really good job from them. Very good patience from Tech36. The initial EMP got stopped because Jonah used an early Graviton. This time, Jonah was basically playing chicken with Tech36 there, waiting out the EMP before he used his Graviton to unleash the bomb into it as well as. Now we're going over to Village. We can see a different kind of composition here. We all know the EU teams, they love to play the Mei.
Absolutely, especially on Village, right? That's what a lot of players are going ahead and doing. It's Mecha Base, it's Village. Both Busan, as we saw in our previous series, and Nepal are the active control maps. So there's plenty of opportunity to play Mei in the ends, or the bookends of this series.
And we've already seen that the last match, we saw both teams basically just fighting it out, not even trying to capture the point, because they know as soon as they go over there, their team is going to get cut in half by an ice wall. Already, the engagement begins, no one's cut off by the wall.
Yeah, that's unfortunate placement with that wall, so you're going to not get value, but now it means Tech36 has his available out of sync with the opposing Mei. Unable to get much value out of it as the rest of the team will play on the same side of the wall, but this time they managed to cut off Chubbs, and he's going to fall victim to that trap.
Yeah, now no main tank. It's really hard to keep pressure on here, especially on the point. No shield to stop that endothermic blaster.
And on the point, Jonah.
Oh, double.
Finding a double with one volley. He's going to be able to finish this one up nice and easy. They've already lost too many members. Crandop will be frozen up, but he's still going to break free of the ice, thaw himself out, and find a double on the back end of that fight.
You're beautiful. Now they're set up on point. Yeah, they pretty much have free reign to drop down the ace wall wherever they want. Morningstars, they're the ones who have to respond here. Obviously, Young and Beautiful playing with this composition, they want to play a little bit closer to the point and then kind of back it up onto it.
Liquids will have the rally to give themselves such an unsurmountable advantage in this next fight. As they press in, Crandop will be stunned up, but asking for the first kill on Jonah, and now Yiquids has been removed. The rally being cancelled early again by Morningstars, as they now want to press forward. Tech36 getting closer towards that Blizzard. He's going to get there before Brusen does. They move to the point.
The wall!
No, he blocked
it
it
down!
It's a classic blunder by Young and Beautiful, denying their own shatter. And there's the Transcendence as well. Brusen will throw out the Blizzard to deny the point capture and hopefully salvage this for Morningstars, because if they don't, Tech36 is coming back in with a Blizzard of his own.
Yeah, Crandop very low. So is Brusen. No ice block in the way. There's the Graviton.
On cooldown by Morningstars. They bring him in. And there's the Shatter as well.
Good
Knock him
wall
on the
this time.
back. Gonna deny it, but the Blizzard damage is enough to take out Jonah. And there is the retake for Morningstars, as they'll get the flip just shy of 60%.
Although the Earth Shatter was a little bit saddening at the beginning of that fight. Young and Beautiful were able to kind of redeem themselves towards the end there. They forced out many ultimates from the side of Morningstars. Kagazi, however, this time will have Rally Ad, which means that he can basically walk forward and stun up Crandop because he's just not as fast as him in Rally. That is a fast little Brigida when she is ulting there. So there's a lot of her on the side.
Wall's going to split the fight already. And they're going to have Jonah, Yiquids, going to be lining up. They've got their Graviton Surge, and they're going to use the wall to divide it. Early Transcendence coming in from Huni, but got no response. Nothing to capitalize on the side of Morningstars. The Graviton's being thrown out early. Sound barrier, and the Transcendence coming in to guarantee this one. Maybe be a little bit of an overcommittal. We'll find out as the fight continues. But Crandop going down. The wall has divided the team, and so shall Young and Beautiful be conquered by Morningstars, who will keep control at this point and get a back-end kill. Asking, going for blood. He wants to find Jonah. Deny that energy he's got for himself. The right click will not find its mark, and he will escape.
They get away in the end, so he retains some of that charge, which will be useful
The
in
juice,
trying.
dude.
The
The
juice.
juice.
He needs the juice to get the next Graviton. Asking, seeing on one of his own, we could see the classic Graviton into the Blizzard, freezing everybody up. There's nothing else really on side, and Brusen, he has a Blizzard of his own, so he can counter.
Getting ready with the wall. Going to shut down the vision and move in. Play around that instead. Rally being popped. The wall looking to split off the team. Ice Block coming in nice and early, but they've already found Crandop. Graviton Surge committed as well. You can keep hold of the Blizzard. And at this point, you can guarantee yourself an easy final fight as they will enter that final territory, even going for the stall on Yiquids. They have control of the point. They have nothing to lose by doing this. Young and Beautiful are going to move straight into a blizzard.
Yikwitz was in a poor situation, but he made the best out of it. He took down Slur.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have a 5v5. Slur is actually a lot of the damage of the team and also has that Transcendence to stop Bruson's Blizzard. So really, Young and Beautiful, they're barreling towards the point. They only have 1% to go. Someone did touch, it was FD God.
Thankfully, he's going to cost him his life. And the rest of the Morningstars are just stood on the point. Bruson will get a Blizzard out. But who's going to capitalize on all that crowd control he's built for himself? Yikwitz will stand on the point, get the reinforcements from Jonah. He's been isolated off. They can keep the wall in place here. They have to go for the long flank around the back, but no one can touch Blank. It's going to be Morningstars picking up map number 1 and kicking off this return to form in style.
And this is what the assistant coach, DeWolf, was saying to me coming into this series, is that this feels like a fresh start for his players. With Chubbs now in the roster, they can start focusing on building this style that they've wanted to build for quite a while currently, and it looks like it's already working. I think one of the kind of downfalls there was Bruson just wasn't on form with the Mei. We saw him block his own Earth Shatter, and really the walls just weren't as effective as we saw Tech 36 was. Literally all the time getting poor Crandop in a corner where he just couldn't leave to save his life.
I mean, the difference was we actually saw Young and Beautiful using the walls to obscure vision, whereas actually most of the time Morningstars were using it for the actual division to be able to divide and then go for the conquer as well. That may have been the difference maker in that first map. But we got plenty more to come. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring you map number 2. Young and Beautiful thought they had finished their studies, but Morningstars, more particularly Tech36, giving them a lesson in geometry they did not ask for. Some of the May wall placement on that. Absolutely fantastic.
Insane.
The biggest crime? Probably won't see that again unless we go to a map 5.
Yeah, and it also means that although Young and Beautiful might be wise to it now, they're not really going to have chance to go up against it again and try and counter it out. So they will be going up against different compositions, and especially like a map like Volskaya, where we might start to see some Winston, some more Ana, some more of that Sombra. And so far, Tech36 is using that Sombra to great effect. I'm liking some of the hacks here and there. It isolates Crandop, and basically there's nothing else you could do in that situation.
Yeah, I'm really loving the diversity we're seeing from our flex tanks in Europe this season.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what basically was for 2 seasons, maybe even longer, was I'm just going to play Diva.
They weren't really a flex tank.
Not really.
They were just Diva. Now they're putting the flex back in tank.
The only flexibility was more about the playstyle. But yeah, we're seeing more Sombra. We're seeing some May. I'm loving it. I want to see more of it. Volskaya Industries, like we've already alluded to, Sombra may be an option for them. Could potentially go for some more DPS-heavy compositions. We might be seeing him flex over to another pick, potentially the Hanzo.
Yeah, and the Hanzo does work in a lot of times, but it depends if these teams try and force the bunker composition with that Orisa and that Hog. I do like the Hanzo for that shield break is really, really good. We start to see some teams pull out the Diva as well. I think Diva's great if you can take down the shield quickly using a Roadhog potentially and then throw in the bomb afterwards for a quick clear. But now it's Morningstars who will be on the defense, and they're coming out with an interesting comp. Slur on the Genji, Kagasi on the Hanzo. So very much DPS-orientated comp with the Shimada brothers in tow.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see that they're going for that, but unfortunately, big debate coming in.
Big
so
debate.
Going back over to the Zenyatta, and they're going to be jumping onto this defensive composition. So still double sniper, Kagasi taking up the duties, and it's asking, going on to this Widowmaker, who, him and Dredro, are a fantastic duo when it comes to utilizing both the Widowmaker, and Dredro is certainly up there in the S tier of EU Mercies.
Oh yeah, this guy has been playing Mercy since forever, and Asking has a significant advantage. Everyone knows this guy in QE is insane on the Widowmaker, and we showed that versus British Hurricane the other day in his matchup versus Spark, who is equally as good of a Widow. For the time being, they are just holding on top of the hut, Young and Beautiful, deciding on what composition they want to play, and it looks like they're going to be playing with floats modified with that Moira in tow. This is a composition that lacks quite a bit of damage, unfortunately.
They're just going to suffer from all that cleave from Chubbs, gets them to 50% towards that Primal Rage, and they're going to be getting themselves a forward operating base, able for them to wait, get some cooldowns back, and look to move out again. Already dinking Jonah before he even walks out the spawn room, costing the use of an armor pack immediately from Yickwids. But they're fine. They've got themselves into safety. Huni on this Moira, giving that additional healing, able to get them back up to shape.
And this seems to be the most optimal way to approach this, because then you funnel Morningstars into a singular sightline.
That's beautiful. Jonah, he draws the attention with his own protected barrier, puts one immediately onto the diving Grandop. The Chubbs has already found Yickwids. Asking got the headshot onto FD God, and now they're just wrangling the rest of Young and Beautiful, shutting down this first offense from them.
Chubbs charged that Primal Rage impressively quickly.
It was at 50% when they walked through the first choke. The cleave is so impressive, and they stuck together as a unit.
And immediate value coming out from the Primal Rage there, Tridd. He just was not messing around whatsoever. Now, Asking, he holds the Infrasight, which is going to allow him a lot more creative angles as this team approaches the point. Huni can be taken down, because obviously you can't react to a shot mid-flight because it's hit scan, so Huni can't use the fadeaway to get away from that one.
Gonna try from the opposite angle this time, maybe. Hopefully a mirror strategy will pay them more dividends as they move into that high ground. Want to come back down through the Mega, take that away from Morningstars. They can't fall back onto this. They're pretty mobile. They can survive this. They can move around quite easily. The only person who can't is Slur. Doesn't really matter though, because Kagasi's already found Crandop. He's going to launch the Dragon Strike straight through the middle. Very confined space. Even going to get the D-Mech. Potentially, no, they didn't get the D-Mech. That was very close, but they got out of it just in time. Still, going to have to play it slow. They're going to have to wait for someone to come in. And Crandop has got the Primal Rage to help him get back into the fight, but he may struggle.
This is the huge problem that Young and Beautiful faced there, is that as they were making these long rotations, Morningstars were just getting increasing amounts of ult charge as the spam comes through.
There's that Storm Arrow, going to burst through the bubble and try and deal more damage to Morningstars. So to Young and Beautiful. They're about to get that Graviton Surge online. Yickwids use the rally, topping everyone up. Crandop unable to get in on that action, but he has got the Primal Rage instead. Hooney's already found Tridd, and then Chubbs is doing what he can as he pops his own Primal Rage. Hooney's about to get that Coalescence online, so should be able to sustain the rest of Young and Beautiful on this point for longer, especially when Jonah and Crandop have taken out the DPS threat of Morningstars. This point A capture, surely going over the Yab.
Once they had removed Tridd as a threat there, they were remained with 30 HPS coming out from the Orb of Harmony. It's just not enough, and Young and Beautiful's composition, although it doesn't have a huge amount of damage, it has a massive amount of sustain, and it absolutely out-sustains Morningstar's composition there. I also really enjoyed the jump that Crandop made with the Primal Rage, went into the backline, forced Chubbs to follow him, knowing that he would have to use a Primal Rage to get back to his team there. So this is really, really good. After Crandop drops back to his team, he's able to apply pressure, and the rest, that half of the team from Morningstars is left high and dry. A lot of ultimates come into point B. Potentially there is hope for a snowball for Young and Beautiful.
The Morningstars have gone to match them on the compositions, but the only thing they're leaning on right now is the Self-Destruct and the Transcendence from Slur. They do have healing options of their own on the side of Yab. They're going to try and move on to this point. Like you said, play for momentum, play for the advantage. Sound Barrier being committed nice and early by FD God. They found the D-Mech, but it pops right into the Self-Destruct. Not being used efficiently, but Chubbs will still find Crandop shutting that one down. They have ults to play with, but if you're Young and Beautiful, I think you call it quits here, especially with the spawn advantage. You need to back out and try and salvage what you can for another offensive.
Yeah, and really in that situation, you don't have to use too much there. Young and Beautiful walk away with 3 ultimates remaining. Morningstars, that fight ended quite quickly, but it's a really good bomb coming out from Tech 36 in the midst of all that, Tridd. Because it goes up in the air, you see on the other side, Driedro's forcing Crandop back into a corner, and because Jonah doesn't have any more bubbles, he just has to back away and let his main tank die.
It's unfortunate for him, but now they're going to move as a pack. They have a bigger bang combination themselves in a rally from Yickwoods to charge in against Morningstars and try and carve a dent into this team. Slur will have that Transcendence, but it's not really going to do much against the burst damage of a Self-Destruct, so they really have to be mindful about how they're using this one. They will have to keep hold of it, though, for Jonah's grab, that I'm sure is going to be opening up, assuming that Young and Beautiful can get into this safely, but they're already being pressured into this corner. Jonah going to have his grab eaten up by Tech 36. That's the hungry, hungry diva we like to see, and the name he made for himself still stands, but they're going to commit anyway. Self-Destruct over the top. Going to find no one, even with the Transcendence going in, the safety they have from that grab being eaten. And they might be ready to use one of their own, jump it on and cut off the retreat and build some more ult charts for further engagements.
It's really hard for Young and Beautiful to get through there. They're taking these such long rotations. Morningstars are exploiting them perfectly. Tech 36, with that extremely good tech there, drops out the Diva Matrix next to the wall, flicks the Matrix into the wall so it looks like it's disappeared. Immediately, Ricardo flicks it back round again, and there's the E. He is known for this. He is amazing at it.
Chubbs. Going to be holding on to that Earth Shadow. Will have to contend with big man Crandop. He's going to have one of his own as well. 2 support ultimates on the side of Young and Beautiful to use. Hopefully they don't layer them. Hopefully they can space them out. But they need decisive action. They're trying to take away a point from the team that's literally working outside of their own spawn room. Kagasi moving in with the rally, pushing forward, leading the charge. They're going to force out Sound Barrier already. But they're going to get ready to use some big boy ultimates. But there's the Shatter, the biggest one you can drop. As Chubbs going to help his team find 1, find 2, and a D-Mech on Brewston as well. As they force out the rest of Young and Beautiful. Milk him for ult charge. Honey's in the sights of asking. He may not be able to click on his head, but he can certainly launch a volley at him. But thankfully FD God is there with the speed boost to get him to safety.
I can only imagine that Kagasi in the backline was able to stun FD God out of his sound barrier, preventing the help that would come to Young and Beautiful as they were all laid shattered down. FD God, great positioning, but Kagasi, he had his number.
Just run in, emboldened by his rally, able to get into that backline where you would find the sneaky little FD God. And here's asking. Ready with the ground on side. Look at Driedro just denied them their entry point on that escalator, on that traveling platform, and was able to split the team up just by virtue of having a boot. But there's that Graviton Surge. Jonas Scrub eaten again. That's 2 for 2 from Tech 36. He's doing all the work he needs to. Crandop trying to bring it back onto Driedro. Crandop, after he gets that charge, forced back into a corner. Asking's trying to burn through what he can from Crandop. The shield's looking mighty unhealthy for Chubbs. He will go down, he just can't keep it up. The hammer swings from Crandop too big. Self-destruct. Buys some time for Morningstar to get back into this one, but they are losing bodies. 40 seconds remaining. They have the spawn room near them. They can stall them out with Tech 36, which just can't remake fast enough. There's a lot of time to play with. They can burn this into overtime if they play this correctly, but they're unwilling to change off heroes because they have ults in the bag. Look at Kagasi, pop the rally. They're going to bring Chubbs in with the Earth Shatter, but they cannot touch. Unable to get through the choke. Young and Beautiful will have some time to play with. But Morning Stars, the world's their oyster. That's a minuscule time bank to have to deal with on another offensive.
Incredible from Tech 36, though. We've got to say. That's 2 for 2, like you said.
In a row.
And in a row as well. Basically, Young and Beautiful had to take that point without a Graviton Surge. They just had the default Zarya in this situation. And it's not a bad thing saying that they were able to do that without a grab whatsoever. But still, Young and Beautiful, they probably would like to have that online at some point. So if Tech 36 could maybe please stop doing that.
Can Tech 36 let Jonah play Overwatch?
No, please.
There's been a lot of Overwatch denial.
Yeah.
Especially in the last series as well, but it was mainly the Reinhardts that weren't allowed to play. This time around, though, Jonah really feeling the hurt. Hopefully, I can't imagine that he's going to be denied grabs the entire game. That'd be a little bit ridiculous from Tech 36.
It would be, but don't speak too soon.
Yeah, okay. We'll hold on. We'll let the assessment wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Morning Stars, now going to be on the offense. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Tech 36 now going back onto that Sombra he found success with on Nepal.
Now, there was one thing that confused me on Nepal a little bit, is that although Slur might not have had the most amazing round like we see from Bucket or Zuppe on Anna, he still was able to get a lot of sleep darts through, a lot of anti-nades through, because Brusen was just unable to deny a lot of that. And I've praised Brusen a lot, but I feel like if they are to succeed here, Brusen has to be denying that sleep dart and those anti-nades. Yikids, however, he is on the Baptiste.
On the high ground with the rest of his team, hiding behind that shield. He does have the extra range to play with. Tridd now going to switch over to Lucio. Going to help move in with his team. Slur has the range to play with, but with a team hiding behind the shield, not much you can do. Yikids has the option of moving onto this forward platform because he can use those jump boots to get back to the rest of his team. The team's going to move forward to join him, pivot around this central hut. The boot will take Jonah off the point, put him down in firing lines. Yikids still has this high ground. He's able to throw in the right clicks there to keep his team topped up. Tridd is going for the reposition, but he's already moved on to another platform. He's playing a very dangerous game of leapfrog. Needs to focus more on healing his team, though. They're going down low, and they're nearly giving up 33% of the point. Yet again, more attention from Tridd, forcing Yikids out of his comfort. Look at the healing he's able to give from safety. Here comes the Amp Matrix. He's probably going to plant it down, maybe at his feet. But he has to get his team into safety. Jonah's already found one. That might be the fight one. They can maybe hold on to this Amp Matrix for a further engagement, because they're just going to burn through everyone else now. They're going to pop that extra healing. Brusen's been hacked up, but it's not enough. Slur will go for the reset as well. This is Morning Stars going to have to deny their first defense.
This is very akin to what we see from the San Francisco Shock, where Rascal plays that Baptiste. He's able to output huge amounts of damage, as well as provide a massive amount of support for his team. He's also really slippery because he's able to jump from platform to platform. He also, more importantly, has the immortality field, which is available at a moment's notice. If he can hide, he can provide that. Keep everyone alive from the EMP.
I don't think I saw Yikids even deploy that once. He didn't have to.
No. He was very careful with it. And I think that if he could be that careful when the EMP comes out, maybe Young and Beautiful will have a chance at holding here.
Speaking of EMPs, about to be online. Next fight, Tech 36 can jump in there with it. Point control going over the Morning Stars. There's the bio grenade. Not going to deny the healing. Instead, going to amp up the healing from his own. Chubbs gifted that nano boost, but can only swing right now. They're all seeing in the immortality field. They'll shatter. Was wide open. He didn't cover his attack. Kagasi will find Yikids' immortality field, but it's at the end of the duration anyway. The hack comes in onto Jonah. He can't keep his team safe. And that's going to be Morning Stars capturing point A.
Still, it was 2 minutes before they were able to cap, so they were able to shave a little bit of time off the clock, but not as much as Morning Stars were able to on their first defense. Young and Beautiful, they are coming next point, but there is a massive engage tool here with the sound barrier.
I want to see them run in through that door, get a nice hack onto someone, and speed boost into that team and just run at them right away. Trying to get the hack on Crowned up. They denied the protective barrier already. Here comes the sound barrier as well for the rest of Morning Stars, but they've already taken point control, and a nice disengagement for Young and Beautiful. They're biding their time. They know they have something to play with. FD God was pumped into the rest of the team, and he's going to pay the price for it. Asking's found him. Beautiful bit of burst damage onto Jonah. Like you said, by the charge, and Asking's there to finish him off. Self-destruct finds two, Brusen trying to bring it back. Transcendence committed to this fight. It's not fast enough. It's not decisive enough to get away with this one, as the fight will surely swing back in the favor of Young and Beautiful by virtue of their spawn rooms. You can see Chubbs on life support pretty much, and he's not got a shield to protect himself. Armor Pack will buy him some time. Beautiful defensive play from Kagasi, but FD God runs in there with the slap to find two.
Kagasi is just known as an excellent in-game leader. Straight out of Open Division into this team, he's already having a lot of impact. But it's Yikids there with that rally who brings Young and Beautiful back from the brink. Tech 36 now with the EMP Also nano boost, just in case things go awry. Tridd again, looking for a big boop.
What's he up to? Is he just going to skirt around that high ground, push him into the team when they go for the engagement?
Here he comes.
He's going for the speed boost. He's being very greedy
Oh,
with this
it's
one.
great.
Knocks the pro front line in there, straight into the EMP, denying him everything. Jonah will get the armor pack to keep him up. Fantastic play there by Iquid, who stayed out the safety range of that. Tech36 obviously committing that EMP to it. They still have an nano boost to play with, but Tridd's already lost his life. Cut your losses. Get out of there now. Arskin's got a Graviton to play with on the next engagement, as well as that Earth Shatter coming up, as well as a Nano Boost as well. Just stop hemorrhaging. Slur pushed back into the fight, gifting another kill to his team. FD God feeding the hungry.
And you said it there. They want to set themselves up for success, right? They want as many ults as possible. They know the EMP is going to come back online, and they have to be ready for when it happens. What needs to happen for that is Young and Beautiful have to cycle out these many ultimates as well as possible. They can't just toss them all into the pan and hope it cooks. They have to do it one at a time, otherwise things will start to burn.
You don't want that. You want to give a gentle sear, then cook it on the inside at a low temperature. Don't want to rush things.
Cooking advice.
Yeah. 3 minutes 25 on the clock. Garci committing with the rally nice and early, losing most of his HP. Has to get the big boy support from Slur. He will go for the Hail Mary sleep. Finds it onto Jonah, who don't immediately pop that grab the second he does it. Chubbs, nano boosted, throws the shatter in, won't find anyone. Jonah's got that kill onto Garci. He's stunned up, then locked up. 2 kills going over Young and Beautiful to the 1 of Morning Stars. The fight's already over. Tridd dies with the result. They'll have EMP to try again next time. Hopefully he can land it nice and early, because there's 4 ults on the side of Yab that they'll have to contend with.
The fight was over very early though, Tridd. Yeah. And even after that happened, Asking still invested that Graviton surge, whereas Young and Beautiful, they won that just off of 2 ultimates. I praise this for them in week 1, is their ability to be patient and use their ultimates and cycle them out one by one, knowing exactly when to stop using ultimates. Be patient with it. And Jonah's already 40%. Exactly. They need to do that, especially versus EMP, which cheats ult economy by just gifting you a free win sometimes.
That's dangerous of FD God to play so forward and condense with the team. He must have some semblance of idea that Tech36 has their EMP. I expect him to play further back and out of the range of it. Tech36 is sitting on the back line right now, has to move to the center of the fight to get maximum availability, but both supports are out of it. They will lay in a support ultimates though. Maybe not the best of ideas, but it was a bit of a panic with that EMP. Now going to have sleep on the crown dot, will wake back up and hacked immediately. Denied and cancelled out of the shatter. Hopefully that won't come back to bite them. Kagasi finding that first kill onto Huni. And Crowned now going to be really feeling the hurt. That nano boost juicing up his opposing Reinhardt. As FD God going to be denied everything as Morning Stars walk onto the point. Chubbs getting towards that shatter. They want to try and go for the kill. Boot back. They're committing a Graviton surge. Huni's here on the Doomfist, finding Slur, and they're going to retake control. 2/3 of the capture point given over to Morning Stars. They've only got the shortest bit to go. Chubbs cannot die here. Please, Chubbs, get back to safety. And he's going to have that Earth Shatter when he cuts.
Slur just lobs an oxygen mask at him and he said, come on back, mate. You need to stay alive.
The life raft down to the ocean, dragging him back.
Dragging him, yeah, absolutely. But Young and Beautiful, to come back from the brink there required a lot of resources. Morning Stars, they're going to have the EMP, the Shatter, the Grab, massive finisher ultimates that wipe quickly to make sure no respawners can get back on the objective and stall this one out. As long as they can get the clock down, though, that is what Young and Beautiful want in this situation.
Their hard work's paid off, though. Even if they do it in overtime, they're going to get another attempt. They got him under a minute. Walking towards it. Huni's already gone down. Grab eaten up. The revenge from Young and Beautiful. The EMP is big for Morning Stars, finding all the available players it can. Get them off the point. He's going for it. Oh, Tridd keeps him in the air. They even went for the hack. There was so many safety measures in place to stop that from happening. The pile driver comes in from Huni. He's trying to buy some time. You might not get the Reinhardt there available to counter it. He has the shatter in the bag as well, Blank. One more attempt for both of these teams.
That could have gone so differently if only we saw FD God get off that sound barrier. You might have seen the Diva Bomb come out, create some space. After that, you get the Hammond into the Shatter, and then potentially the Graviton from Jonah, as he was only on 87%, just 13% away from that massive ultimate. Morning Stars, they were playing with fire, but they know to be careful.
Negligent time difference, or negligible time difference, sorry. 6 seconds, really. Not really going to make that much of a difference. I don't think it's going to be the thing that defines how this next round goes. They will have roughly the same time back to play with. Morning Stars, fantastic offense there, able to win it out. They will be going on the defense first, I believe. Oh, yes, and they will have Tech 36 on this Sombra to play with if they're going to commit to this one, rather than going for the double DPS composition they went for on their previous defense.
Yeah, so here for Morningstars, what they really want to happen is to have an extended fight. They're going to have a lot of consistent healing here with the Ana. Young and Beautiful obviously coming to the table with the Zenyatta can provide a lot of that damage here. But Morningstars, as long as they can extend this to the point where Tech 36 gets that EMP and Huni does not get the Transcendence in time, Young and Beautiful are almost doomed to fail here. So it's really up to Young and Beautiful to find a crucial pick early or get that Transcendence online as fast as possible. But it's a big ask for Huni here.
Pause coming in right now. Hopefully we'll get the game back to you as quick as possible because they are just about to leave that spawn room and go on their offensive. You can already see on your screen just before we cut off, nice little condensed pack of supports there.
Oh, yeah.
Right on the staircase, ready to go, potentially to drop maybe an anti-nade on there as they try and migrate through. We saw how good Morningstars were playing around these chokes where this condensed 6-man unit, Young and Beautiful, are trying to migrate through, even with Chubbs getting a huge primal rage very early into the previous attempt.
Hopefully when they don't take a lot of spam early, they'll get a little bit wise to it. But this was the original rotation that Young and Beautiful took, so I understand why they're doing it. And if they can get that anti-nade off early, they can quickly mop up a fight without any healing from those free supports that are on side of Young and Beautiful. It also donates a lot of ult charge over to Tech 36.
They're waiting. They're just playing it nice and... Are they going to stay there? They're packing up right there. They want them. They're baiting Young and Beautiful to try and come in here. Tech 36.
He's on the scout.
He's already been found. He has to use the translocator. He was trying to give them information. They're going to mix it up a little bit. Going back into the spawn room, changing their composition up. They know they're dealing with a Sombra, and they know that Morningstars can't change. Now they're going to get up onto this higher platform. Tech 36 is still playing forward, wants to feed that information over.
Absolutely does. Want to make sure that they know which rotation they are taking. But Young and Beautiful playing quite trepidatious right now. Not sure which route to take.
They've only got one shot at this, Blank. 20 seconds remaining. They drop down into Mega. Want to emerge onto the point. Right click going in. Only going to find one tap on that one. Jonah's been hacked up. Not going to find a protective barrier to anyone, but no one's taking too much pressure. He's even sleeping on the floor. He's not allowed to play Overwatch at this point. Chubb's going to play around the health pack in the condensed area. It's been hacked up to give him faster thing, but FT God's already found him! You've lost your main tank already. Now Young and Beautiful need to go on the cleanup. Jonah finds the second. They're going to force the rest of this team into this hut and compact them like the trash they are. Young and Beautiful just in disarray. And it's going to be Young and Beautiful, capturing point A.
Absolutely crushed in a moment there. The crucial pick that I was talking about came through immediately. The bubble was a little bit too early on Chubbs. Now they have rally advantage. They can push this momentum into point B right now, Tridd.
Rapido. Yiquid's gonna have the rally to pop whenever he's ready. Crowned up, we're looking for a big shadow from you, my friend. Tech 36 not quite getting that EMP.
So
there's that rally coming in. Chubbs picked off with the shadow. Bio grenade coming in to amp up the healing. Still gonna dance around this point. There it is. It finds multiple members and Gagasi goes down. Chubbs tries to respond. Crowned Up will go down, they trade 1-for-1. Nano boost onto Chubbs. There's the Transcendence coming in to keep everyone Young and Beautiful alive. They've already captured over 58% of the point, and it gives them a fantastic benchmark to defend against Morningstars, but they want more. There comes the Graviton Surge into the EMP. It's going to shut down Young and Beautiful, but they've already found three.
Are they doing this?
Chubbs going to be taken out of the sky. The hands being given from Huni. Still wanted to clear them off as they're going to get more off. They got 2/3 of the
It's
pie.
just a support,
They're
mate.
potentially going for it. The supports are going to carry the rest of Young and Beautiful, and they get the capture, guaranteeing themselves one more attempt. And that's only if Morningstars gets to point B.
It's the foundation that pushes you through to that fourth point there, Tridd. Very well played to this team. After the EMP came through, I thought all was over. But Young and Beautiful, able to restabilize in that moment, just alludes to great calling within this team. Great mental. Just, it's insane to imagine they're able to stay on that point for so long. Now Morningstars, this is a task of their life ahead of them. Can they do it? Can they bring it back? Or is the mental broken?
Is 6 seconds enough?
Is 6 seconds enough? Yeah, I mean, negligible, but it might make the difference, Tridd. You never know.
Yiquid's moving back on to that Batiste. He's going to be jumping on to that high ground, I imagine, playing a little bit of a hopper around the rooftops. And
he had great
making it
success last
difficult.
time.
Yeah, he did. And like I said, he looked very calm. He didn't not have to use the Immortality Field once on that first engagement. He was just so calm, so collected. Tech 3-6. Gonna keep on this Sombra, build up the EMP, guarantee the one team fight. Even better for Morning Stars, they can win that first team fight without the EMP and carry it forth from the point B for the decisive win. They can get another attempt at this.
If Slur can also keep getting these sleeps, because I swear he's telling the entirety of Young and Beautiful a lullaby, a bedtime story, because they're always sleeping. If you can get one of those crucial sleeps onto Jonah or Yikids, potentially Morning Stars are able to push quickly and hold on to the EMP for the second point and just clear with ease.
Big fire strike.
Wow.
So many members of Morning Stars getting burnt right there. You're going to have that put out as Chubbs pivoting around, protecting the rest of his team. They have to stall their offensive to heal up in safety and around this passive cover. The right clicks, the barrage is down from Morning Stars. They're taking so much spam.
No Matrix, so yeah, you absolutely, if Young and Beautiful are accurate, they're always going to find that. Now, it's time for Morning Stars to clap back.
Oh, nice flick there from Crown. Denies the hack from Tech 3-6. Will keep his team alive. They're booping him into the fight. Wants to get behind him. The Immortality Field going to keep everyone up. They're going to trade that for Kagasi's life. That first defensive being shut down entirely. The Shadow finding no one.
Great counter charge.
Oh my god, they're going to deny it. But the Out Matrix is already on the field. Young and Beautiful. They've done enough, surely. They've done enough, Blank, to guarantee they go into the series tied, one apiece.
1-1 here. Who would have thought it? After Morning Stars played so excellently here on Volskaya, Young and Beautiful, they're able to bring it back, and they're showing us why they are currently the only undefeated team in European Contenders Season 2.
Still running strong on that warpath, that campaign to redeem themselves and try and get the Young 7-0, because obviously they want to try and flip the script on what they're used to performing in the previous seasons. And Young and Beautiful, they're not failing to entertain this season, Blank.
No, not at all. And I think what's most interesting to me is seeing a team play without Sombra and deciding that, you know what, we have the patience, we have the ultimate economy here. We have the brains to just outplay this EMP. We know which ultimates we have to invest. We know what position we need to take. One thing that really interested me was when we saw on the second point, obviously didn't go so well, and they did force out both ultimates, but if anything, that just alludes to the fact that, you know what, both supports were in such great positions to not get EMP'd. One of them was expecting to get EMP'd because Huni was playing on the low ground where the sight lines affected him, and then you saw FD God on the high ground. Again, they were hoping that, one of them was always going to stay available to get that transcendence or that sound barrier out in time when eventually the EMP did come out. So really what we're seeing here is that Young and Beautiful, they're not down and out despite the defeat they lost on Nepal.
Able to bring it back, which is the most impressive thing. A lot of teams can struggle with the mental game when they drop a few maps, and it wasn't the cleanest of first round attempts for them. Like I said, they had 25 seconds in that time bank after point A. Yeah, they completed. That was the most important thing, but it wasn't the most confidence-inspiring push if you're a team. It's not like you've done it with 4 minutes still in the bank for your next attempt, so they stuck at it. They had a decisive victory. They're able to win it, and it really does, it's a testament to this particular roster, this particular iteration, even on a map where Jonah has 2 grabs eaten in a row. That's got to be the biggest mental boom for Azaria. He still sticks with it, with his team, and they push through and get themselves another map win.
Yeah, that's what's really nice about it, is the fact that this team, despite all the trials and tribulations they went through on this map, they were still able to bring it back. Despite everything, Krandop's like, okay, we lost our Grav Shaw, but we still have the Shatter. We can still put this to good use.
Yeah, they won a round after having no grabs on that point.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need it.
Yeah, well, Tech 3-6, he was happy to eat them, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough for Morning Stars to be able to come out with that victory on Volskaya. Series tied, one apiece. We're only halfway through it. Join us after the break.